Hello and welcome to the Unapologetic Moms Club. I'm your host Janine McKinnon from unapologeticmotherhood.com. I'm a mom of two, community leader, multiple small business owner, and your personal mama bear cheerleader. We're here to dig into the deep shit to help you feel empowered and give you the tools to break free from patriarchal standards and create a life you not only survive but thrive in. We'll chat self-care, women's health, sex, relationships, plant medicine, personal development, and so much more so you can rock it in your unique mom life and beyond. Without further ado, let's dig in. It's Masturbation May, making it the perfect time to talk about self-pleasure. So self-pleasure is an incredible tool that can help women struggling with a lot of common issues like low confidence, low sex drive, inability to orgasm, getting caught up in their heads, feeling disconnected from their body. It can also help women who are doing pretty good in those areas but are looking for more fun in the bedroom, an expansion of their sex skills, and really tapping into that sacred sexuality. Self-pleasure helps in these areas because you learn to connect more deeply with your body. You become more comfortable with letting pleasure in, opening up, receiving, being in your feminine energy. It floods your body with happy hormones that boost your mood, improve your hair and skin, and help you sleep. And hey, when you're getting all of those things going, you're looking and feeling great. When you have a self-pleasure practice and are doing things regularly, you're actually rewiring all of these things as a more standardized state within your body and nervous system. Self-pleasure helps in these areas because you learn to connect more deeply with your body. You learn what things feel like, how you feel about them. You learn what you like, what you don't like. You also become more comfortable with letting pleasure in and really opening up, receiving, being more in your feminine energy, which is quite a vulnerable state and can take a lot of time and practice to allow yourself to get to that vulnerable state and to be able to surrender, therefore orgasm, and experience a lot of really good pleasure. It also floods your body with lots of happy hormones that boost your mood, improve your hair and skin, nails, and help you sleep. And when you're getting all that stuff pumping through your body, getting to sleep, feeling good, like you can't but help but feel good, look good, and just really own who you are in your body, in your sense of self. When you have self-pleasure practice and are doing things regularly, you're rewiring all of these things as a more standardized state within your body and nervous system. So you're showing what's being hardwired, that it's actually okay, that it's safe to be in these states. It's safe to receive pleasure and to pause and to rest. I think a lot of us are really programmed with this sense of like servitude and go, and that we need to be in a constant state of doing, and that's a really masculine energy kind of state. And so that's why when we try to like pause and rest or do something just for the sake of our pleasure and enjoyment, there can be a lot of like guilt or even uncertainty. It can trigger the fight or flight response in a lot of different people because it's unknown and weird and they feel wrong being in that state because they should be doing something else. So that's how self-pleasure can help with all of that, by showing your body that it's okay to be in these states, that it's safe to be there. And so that's where it really is a practice. And so in practicing that and showing your nervous system that over and over again, you're really building that sense of safety. And then you start to build confidence in that as well. You start to build confidence in yourself because again, you really become rooted within your body and your sense of self. And then also along with all of that, it really helps you to get out of your head and into your body, right? And so this thing with getting caught up in our heads comes up in a lot of different ways. It can come up just in the day-to-day. If you tend to be a more anxious person, you're often very caught up in your head, in your thoughts. Then similarly, when it comes to like in the bedroom, when things are happening, you can get really caught up in your head and you're somewhat disassociated from what's happening in your body. And so it takes practice. Again, it's a learned skill that self-pleasure can really help with in pulling you out of your head into your body and being aware of the sensations, what's going on, how do things feel like, how do they feel to you, what are your reactions, and really having that transformation of making it feel good and okay to be in these states of rest and pleasure, enjoyment. So, as you can kind of tell, self-pleasure, in my opinion, should be looked at as a practice. It's like therapy for your mental health or like yoga or meditation to expand your skills. It's something that should be repeatedly visited to work on all of these different things. And if you're just doing a one-off, sure, it's going to feel good in the moment, right? But if you're really wanting that lasting change when it comes to your confidence, the connection with your body and your sense of self, and really learning things, playing with things, figuring out what you like, building your window of tolerance even bigger so therefore you can experience more ecstatic pleasure. All of these things take practice. And so it really does take repeatedly visiting these things time and time again. And it's like your own personal self-care practice. Which brings me to a really important point. What exactly is the difference between self-pleasure and masturbation? So it is masturbation may. That word in itself can mean a lot of different things. I like my personal take on it as self-pleasure. So how I differentiate the two of them is that masturbation is often thought of as rubbing a quick one out. It's quick, to the point, often ending in explosiveness that can almost leave a void. It's this big buildup of energy that's then poof, released, right? So it just quickly builds up and then poof, gone. And sure, you might feel good for a moment, but often you're like running on to the next thing right away. So the difference, self-pleasure can be more of a ritual. It has a beginning, middle, and an end. It's something special. You can set the tone and intention, have a special space. You're activating your senses and taking enjoyment in all the things. Ultimately, you're using your pleasure and sexual energy as nourishment for your body and your soul. So through the practice, you're reveling in it, you're enjoying it. After the orgasm, should you reach it, you don't always have to. There's actually a way to use that energy to really nourish your whole body, really seeping that energy, letting it permeate into your blood, into your bones, and really nourishing you from the inside out. It's a pretty incredible practice. And again, it takes practice to be able to do that. But that's when you get into all of these things that you're able to have more of an understanding for your body, this energy relationship to it, and how to have it benefit you for feeling good and really restoring and nourishing your body. Because when we're in these constant states of stress or fight or flight mode, we have all of these stress hormones going and they affect our body. We feel really tight, anxious. And so when we're able to bring in more pleasure, we're able to bring in more ease, we're able to calm these things and really heal them and nourish them. Now, it's also important to note that self-pleasure isn't always about sexual pleasure. It doesn't mean you have to touch yourself or do certain things. If you're dealing with sexual issues or you're wanting to work on your sacred sexuality or sex skills, then obviously, yeah, it's going to have a sexual component, but it doesn't have to. You can get just as much out of a self-pleasure practice without doing anything sexual at all. In fact, if you're someone who is feeling really uncertain or blocked about sexual pleasure, perhaps you really are struggling with that fight or flight response that kicks in when you're taking moments to rest or just enjoy things, then it can be really good to start with small things that actually aren't sex related at all. So some good examples of this can be a simple meditation. My honeypot meditation is a great practice to kind of ease into things in a really delicious and magical kind of way. Some other examples of what you can do outside of things that are more sexual is like eating really delicious food, taking in the wonderment of nature, really looking around and using your full senses to feel the warmth of the sun and see the wind moving the trees. It can be quite a pleasurable experience in itself. Or giving yourself a massage. One of my favorite things still to this day for self-pleasure practice is doing a face massage. Like if you really stop and think about it, our face and our bodies really don't get that much attention in general, or especially from ourselves in a really intimate way. Like, yes, there's definitely times and places for all certain things, but if you think about it, like really just maybe in the bath or the shower, rubbing your face and giving yourself a face massage, and like your tight jaw, just really getting in there and bringing in that sense of relaxation and nourishment feels so fucking good. And it's just all of those little small things that you can do for yourself that are really rewiring that sense of safety and enjoyment and the state of receiving that happens when you do those things. So now I'm going to shift even more into the how-to. And so it kind of circles back to what I was just talking, that self-pleasure is more than just getting off. So I think a lot of women that aren't really into it is kind of because they've thought they're supposed to go straight for the genitals. And when they've done that, they haven't really enjoyed that kind of approach. I know that's personally me. And that's because as women, we tend to like to be warmed up from the outer edges inward, meaning you want to start at other areas of your body and slowly work your way towards your genitals. So touch your skin, run your hands through your hair, rub some deliciously smelling oil all over your body. Again, that's something that's really going to get the senses going, with the sense of smell mixed with the sense of touch. So looking at your erotic blueprint is actually a really great place to start. We have some great content on the website around erotic blueprints, so I will link one of the most popular blog posts in the show notes, as well as the quiz. There's a free quiz available to find out what your erotic blueprint is, and then you can choose to invest, I want to say it's around $20, to get the full expansion information on that particular blueprint. Yeah, it's an incredible tool. I found it really helpful myself. It's very similar to love languages, but for your erotic self, and it really brings a lot of different understanding into how you operate and why. And so again, kind of circling back to that, there's people that tend to be more sexual side, and so there are people that like you to go straight for the genitals. It works great, they're into it. But there's many other kinds of people and different types that would actually do a lot better warming up with other areas than doing that. So maybe you might be something, or be someone who's a little bit more into your sensual side. So set and setting make a big difference for you. You can relish in the different senses like smell, visuals, music. So it's kind of similar things to what I had touched on with like the food, the different smell of different oils, or having music going can really make a big impact for you. So taking your time to go slow, set the stage, let some magic happen can really make a difference in how your self-pleasure practice is for you. Now, people who are more on the energetic connection kind of side with what they like, connection really matters. And so you might want to start with a meditation to really connect with yourself. So again, that's where the honeypot meditation could be a great tool for you to be able to really center into yourself, center into what you're feeling, and really play with the own energy within your body. And again, you don't even have to touch yourself if that doesn't feel right for you. Now, my fellow kinks may have some fun warming up by touching their skin with a feather or a silk scarf, or maybe taking it up a notch or two, playing with some nipple clamps or other toys and accessories. So you can really get creative with this, and you can also get creative with different positions and things like that too, because again, I think a lot of people just revert to like lying down, going straight to the genitals, seeing what happens, and that's not the best experience for a lot of people. So just as in different kinds of activities, you really are changing up your position and stuff like that too, you can do that with your self-pleasure practice. Now, I also wanted to mention another really great tool that I think is just amazing, especially for those kinds of people that have a tendency to really get caught up in their head or maybe want a little more guidance. I will be releasing different self-pleasure practices along with different programs as the year unfolds. But Guided by Glow is a fantastic resource. So it's an app, it is subscription-based, but it's basically kind of taking erotic novels into a different audio meditation kind of way. So they have different lengths of time. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say like 10 to 20 or 30 minutes. They have all different categories so you can see what you like. And it's just an audio meditation, kind of taking you through something that really helps you get out of your head, focus on your certain feelings and thoughts and the audio that is happening. So I think that's an amazing tool for women. Again, that's Guided by Glow. I will link that in the show notes. So as you can see, there are many ways to go about self-pleasure. It's about what works for you and building from there. I personally think that self-pleasure is a practice that everyone can benefit from doing once a week or more, and have seen massive shifts both within myself and personal relationships as well as other women I've worked with. So those kind of beginning things that I had talked about not only make an impact on you, but also in the relationships around you. So when you start to prioritize yourself, shift to your feminine receiving state and bring more pleasure into your life, things just start to change. You become more connected with your body. Your confidence shifts. You carry yourself in a different way. You're more open to exploring things in your partnership. Things start having a way of just gravitating towards you, and you feel damn good. And who doesn't want all of those things, right? So that was a lot of information. I think it was a really great way to kick off Masturbation May with my own flair. I'm always here if you have any questions. You can shoot me a quick DM on Instagram at janine.mckinnon or shoot me an email, janine@unapologeticmotherhood.com. As I mentioned, I have a fantastic honeypot meditation that just released last week and has been very popular with those that have downloaded it. And I'd love for you to have that experience. It's a great way to dip your toes into a pleasure practice without doing any touching at all. I walk you through a very potent visualization that rewires your body and nervous system with more confidence and sensuality. And bonus, it's around 12 minutes long, making it easy to fit some self-care amongst your busy days. So thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a rating or review. It helps this podcast reach more women who would benefit from hearing these conversations. If you email a screenshot of your review to janine@unapologeticmotherhood.com, you'll be entered to win a one-on-one coaching session with me and an Unapologetic Mama merch bundle with some great goodies. Alternatively, you can be entered into the giveaway by sharing about this episode in your stories and tagging me at janine.mckinnon. So that's it for all. Thank you for being here with me throughout this episode. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, you got this, mama. Thanks for joining us inside the Unapologetic Moms Club. Have questions or comments about this episode? Feel free to bring them to our Facebook group where we can connect and discuss things further. If this episode was helpful, please leave us a review so other unapologetic moms can find our community. Every reviewer is entered to win a monthly prize for merch and all different goodies. For more information and resources, visit our website at unapologeticmotherhood.com. That's it for now. You got this.